This is part one of our WooCommerce review video. And here's how it's going to go. Now first, if you're just starting out, watch the WordPress e-commerce overview video to understand the different types of shopping cart software and where WooCommerce fits in. A WordPress shopping cart plugin might not be what you need. We're going to do a brief history, we're going to review the feature set, we're going to look at a sample store, and finally we're going to look at developer documentation. WooCommerce was first released in April 2012, and as such it is quite recent. It's currently far and away the most popular WordPress e-commerce plugin by weekly downloads. There was a lot of controversy back in the day as they forked, essentially copied an existing plugin called Jiggle Shop and then built on it. However, such is the nature of open source. Now, WordPress e-commerce has been late in maturing simply because of its complexity, and it still may not be as functional as some of the dedicated open source cart solutions such as osCommerce or the hosted carts such as Shopify. So for building a serious e-commerce store that has, say, many or all the requirements in this chart, you may want to look elsewhere. However, it is a very strong offer, especially for a free plugin, and the fact that you can use it from WordPress is very valuable, of course. And the WordPress integration is simply awesome, and this is going to cut your learning curve. So here is the vendor sales page. WooCommerce is a product of WooThemes, which is one of the top theme vendors on the web. The intro video down here summarizes some of the features, so you may want to watch it, but let me do it here as well. It's attractive. It has excellent WordPress integration. It has guaranteed integration into most Woo themes and usually works fine in other themes as well. One-page checkout, digital downloads and virtual products such as services. Good choice of product variant options. It has good order management and reporting functions. It has an excellent coupon functionality. Fairly sophisticated taxes and shipping options out of the box, although no guarantee that your particular requirements will be met in this area since there are so many. There's 192 add-ons. This is a lot of community and third-party developer support. PayPal standard gateway included. Others you will likely need to buy the add-on. Now let's look quickly at a sample store. Oddly, WooThemes does not provide a sample store, so we'll look at one of their themes to see what's possible. This one is called WooStore, although once again, most any theme will work, and especially for simpler stores. So here's your home page. Starting with just a regular featured post slider, you could disable this or else slide your top products or featured products here. Directly below, we have two sections here. We have a featured products section on a 2x1 grid, followed by a recent products here on a 3x2 grid. And this is configurable in any site with WooCommerce shortcodes, which we'll cover in the WooCommerce shortcodes video below. However, in this particular theme, it's probably coming out of the box. You could also put your product categories here directly on the home page, but in this store, they have put their product categories here in the top navigation bar. Now these are all custom menu links, of course, that you would insert manually. So let's click through the games category and product categories. Let's click through one of the products. Okay, here's a product. It's a pretty standard layout. Here's the featured image, which of course expands. Then we have the product name, the product short description, and then we have a section down here. We have 3 tabs with a product description, also called the long description, additional information, and reviews. And of course, you could disable any or all of these. So let's try a add to cart. The optional sidebar. This is a sidebar widget here you can put in, has the cart contents if you want. We'll check out. And here's our one-page checkout. Now, if you already have an account at the store, you would log in here. The store owner can decide to allow guest checkout or not, meaning checkout for unregistered users. In this case, the store owner has enabled guest checkout because I can actually go ahead, fill in my information here. Down to the payment. There's 2 payment gateways enabled here, check payment and PayPal. If I chose PayPal, I would be redirected to PayPal for payment. Then I would return to this site. So that's pretty well how it works. Easy peasy, at least on the surface. However, of course, configuring all this to work together might be a job depending on your requirements. Now let's have a look at the developer's documentation. Now the easiest is just to Google it, as so, WooCommerce documentation. It's a pretty extensive documentation. It has 4 different levels, starting with the Getting Started section. Then you might go into Settings and Options, and so forth. Now you can see there's a lot here, and what is notably missing is a Quick Start section with videos, but that's why they pay me the big bucks, haha. So let's get to it, and we'll get you set up in 15 minutes as promised.